Have you ever noticed someone wearing the same clothes they've had for over a decade and wondered why? What if I told you there's a profound reason behind this choice that could change the way you view your wardrobe and life? In today's video, we'll delve deep into the emotional and psychological connections we have with our clothing. You'll discover how holding on to certain garments can be a source of comfort, identity, and even sustainability. We'll explore timeless Buddhist teachings that offer insights into finding peace and happiness through simple, everyday practices. Plus, you'll hear inspiring stories of individuals who have embraced their past through their attire, finding strength and resilience along the way. But that's not all. By watching until the end, you'll gain practical tips on how to balance cherishing your memories with embracing new beginnings. You'll learn how to make conscious choices that reflect who you are, fostering a sense of authenticity and confidence in your daily life. Whether you're looking to understand your relationship with your clothes or seeking ways to live more mindfully and sustainably, this video has something valuable for you. So stay tuned, because by the end of this journey, you'll not only appreciate the clothes you wear but also uncover deeper layers of your identity and values. Let's explore how something as simple as your wardrobe can transform your approach to life and bring lasting peace and happiness. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Part 1. The significance of clothing as we age. As we grow older, the ways we perceive the world and our place within it begin to shift. Our priorities change, our bodies adapt, and our sense of identity takes on new dimensions. Even something as simple as the clothes we choose to wear each day begins to carry more profound meaning. For men between the ages of 55 and 75, clothing becomes more than just a matter of practicality or fashion. It transforms into a subtle yet powerful expression of who they are, where they've been, and what they hold dear. Every piece of clothing can tell a story, a tale of perseverance, love, or cherished memories. Some men continue to embrace the latest fashion trends, eager to keep up with the evolving world around them. Others, however, find comfort in the familiar clothing they have owned and worn for decades. To the untrained eye, these old shirts, jackets, and hats may appear worn out or outdated, but for their owners, they represent far more. These items carry the weight of experiences, memories, and emotions. They serve as tangible reminders of milestones reached, challenges overcome, and connections formed. In many ways, they act as an anchor in a world that feels increasingly fast-paced and unpredictable. Think about a favorite old leather jacket. To others, it may seem like just another worn-out piece of clothing, but to the man who wears it, it holds an entire world of meaning. It may have been the first thing he bought with his own hard-earned money, a quiet testament to his independence and ambition. Perhaps it accompanied him on countless adventures, shielding him from the rain as he navigated life's challenges. The scuffs and creases aren't flaws, they are stories etched into the fabric, proof of a life lived with purpose. Every time he puts it on, he reconnects with the version of himself who first wore it, finding comfort and pride in the continuity of his identity. As Buddhist philosopher Taitan wisely observed, "When you touch a leaf, you touch the whole tree." Clothing functions in much the same way. That favorite old sweater or pair of boots doesn't just cover the body. It connects its wearer to the entirety of their personal history. It is a bridge to the past, a reminder of who they've been and the values that have shaped them. In a society that constantly pushes for change, novelty, and reinvention, holding onto a piece of clothing can be a quiet act of defiance. A way of saying, "I am enough, just as I am." But there's more to this attachment than nostalgia or sentimentality. Clothes often symbolize stability and security in an ever-changing world. For many older individuals, familiar clothing offers a sense of control and comfort amid the uncertainties of aging. At the same time, there's a practical side to consider. Clothes that have lasted decades may no longer suit an older body's needs or align with modern aesthetics. While an old shirt may evoke cherished memories, it may also no longer fit well or offer the comfort required for current health and weather conditions. The challenge, then, is balancing the past's sentimental value with the practical demands of the present. For example, Paul, a retired teacher in his late 60s, takes a daily morning walk through his neighborhood park. He always wears an old red cardigan slung over his shoulders. To a passerby, it's just a sweater. To Paul, it's a deeply meaningful artifact of his life. It was a gift from his late wife, Mary, given on their 30th wedding anniversary. That cardigan has been with him through countless moments. Joyous family gatherings, quiet evenings by the fire, and even the difficult days of Mary's illness. To Paul, wearing it isn't just about keeping warm. It's a way of keeping Mary's memory close, a small act of love and devotion that continues long after her passing. One day, as Paul walked through the park, he overheard a group of young joggers laughing and whispering, "Why doesn't he just buy a new sweater?" Their words stung, but Paul didn't react. He simply smiled and kept walking, understanding that they couldn't see what he saw in that cardigan. Later that week, at a community event, a young man approached Paul and said, "Sir, I noticed your red cardigan. It reminds me of the one my grandfather used to wear. I miss him so much. Could I sit with you for a while?" Paul welcomed him warmly, sharing stories of Mary, his family, and the many memories tied to that cardigan. By the end of their conversation, the young man left with a newfound appreciation for the hidden significance behind everyday possessions. Paul's story highlights an essential truth. As we age, our clothes become markers of our life journey. They reflect not just who we are but what we value most. However, this isn't to say that holding on to old clothes is always the best choice. Clinging too tightly to the past can sometimes prevent us from embracing new opportunities or exploring fresh perspectives. There's a fine line between honoring the past and being weighed down by it. Renewing one's wardrobe can be an act of self-care and a way to adapt to new circumstances. It doesn't mean abandoning cherished memories. It means making space for new ones. Updating your clothing can be a way of signaling to yourself and the world that you are still engaged, still open to change, and still growing. Striking a balance between the old and the new allows you to honor the person you've been while embracing the person you are becoming. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment one below to let me know that you are still here with me. So how do we navigate this balance? Start by asking yourself, does this piece of clothing make me feel good about myself? Does it reflect the person I am today or the person I want to be? These questions are not about discarding the past, but about integrating it meaningfully into your present. If that old leather jacket or those faded jeans bring you comfort and confidence, wear them with pride. But if they no longer serve you, if they feel more like a relic than a part of who you are, it may be time to let them go. Ultimately, clothing is not about trends or appearances. It's about self-expression, identity, and connection. In a world that often values novelty over depth, holding onto something as simple as an old sweater can be an act of profound wisdom. It's a reminder that we don't have to chase every fleeting trend to remain relevant or valuable. Instead, we can find beauty in the continuity of our lives, wearing our history with pride while remaining open to the future. So whether you choose to hold onto your favorite shirt or embrace a new wardrobe, let it reflect the authentic, evolving story of who you are. Part 2. Psychological and emotional factors. Clothes are far more than mere garments stitched together to shield us from the elements. They are, in a profound sense, an extension of our lives, carriers of stories, emotions, and identities. For the elderly, clothes take on an even greater significance, becoming quiet companions in a world that grows faster and more unpredictable with each passing year. Each thread is imbued with meaning, representing not just the moments lived but the values held, the battles fought, and the love given. To hold on to old clothing is not an act of hoarding or sentimentality. It is an emotional connection to a life richly lived, a way to preserve the essence of oneself when so much else seems to fade. Imagine an elderly woman standing before her closet, her hands lingering over a faded dress she wore on her 25th wedding anniversary. To anyone else, it may appear outdated, a relic of the past. But to her, it is a portal to a day filled with joy and love, a moment frozen in time when her husband's eyes sparkled with admiration, and their shared laughter filled the air. For her, this dress is not just fabric and thread. It is a tangible link to a life chapter that shaped her, a reminder of a bond that weathered the storms of time. For an elderly man, the old leather jacket hanging in his closet may carry a similar weight. It might remind him of the long drives he took with friends in his youth, the feeling of wind rushing past as they chased the freedom of open roads. Every scratch, every scuff on the leather tells a story, a minor accident on a rainy day, an adventure to a place he's never been, or simply the countless times he wore it to face the world. The jacket is more than an item of clothing. It is a witness to the man he once was and still is, deep within. Clothes, for the elderly, become symbols of continuity in a world that seems increasingly fragmented. They are physical manifestations of memories that might otherwise fade, providing comfort and a sense of stability. As German philosopher Martin Heidegger observed, "We are what we hold on to." This notion is particularly poignant as we age. The things we keep are not random. They are chosen with care, imbued with meaning, and preserved because they reflect the values and experiences that define us. For many older adults, the act of holding on to clothing from decades ago is not about clinging to the past but about honoring it. That old sweater isn't just a garment. It's a memory of crisp autumn mornings, the smell of fallen leaves, and the laughter of children as they hurried off to school. That pair of worn-out jeans is a testament to countless hikes, picnics, and projects tackled with determination. Each piece of clothing carries echoes of a simpler time, a period when life was full of dreams yet to be realized and challenges yet to be faced. As time passes, these garments take on new roles. They become sources of comfort, reminders of resilience, and symbols of strength. When physical health begins to decline, when movement becomes slower, and the body no longer feels as strong, the familiar embrace of a cherished sweater or jacket can bring solace. It's not just about physical warmth, but about the emotional reassurance these clothes provide. They remind the wearer of a life lived with purpose, of the times they overcame adversity, and of the love and laughter that filled their days. In moments of solitude, these items often become confidants. That old scarf wrapped around an elderly woman's shoulders might remind her of long walks with her mother, sharing stories and secrets in the crisp winter air. Those well-worn slippers by an elderly man's bedside might remind him of evenings spent reading to his grandchildren, their giggles and questions filling the room. These clothes are not merely objects. They are companions, connecting the present to the past in ways that words cannot. Buddha once said, "The past is a shadow, but it can teach us how to walk in the present." This wisdom resonates deeply in the context of our connection to clothing. These garments are not chains that bind us to a bygone era. They are bridges that allow us to carry the strength, wisdom, and love of our past selves into the present. In a society that often glorifies the new, the latest trends, the fleeting allure of fast fashion, continuing to wear and cherish old clothes is a powerful statement. It is a declaration that true value lies not in novelty but in meaning, not in appearances but in authenticity. There is also a broader message in this practice, one that extends beyond the personal. In a world consumed by the culture of consumption, where waste piles up as quickly as new products hit the shelves, cherishing old clothes is an act of mindfulness. It is a reminder of the importance of sustainability and of valuing quality over quantity. Mahatma Gandhi once observed, "The world has enough for everyone's needs but not for everyone's greed." Holding on to and wearing old clothes is a quiet rebellion against wastefulness and an affirmation that we already possess all we truly need. But beyond practicality and sustainability, these clothes hold the power to connect generations. When an elderly person shares the story of a cherished garment with their children or grandchildren, it creates a bridge of understanding and empathy. It allows younger generations to see their elders not just as aging relatives, but as vibrant individuals who have lived full, rich lives. The story of an old jacket, a beloved dress, or a pair of well-worn shoes becomes a story of resilience, love, and humanity. Let us take a moment to reflect. What clothes have you held on to? Is there a sweater that reminds you of your mother's hug, a coat that saw you through the harshest winters, or a pair of shoes that carried you through the most challenging times of your life? These items are not just possessions. They are pieces of you, fragments of your story. Sharing these stories can inspire others to see the value in their belongings, and to cherish the past while living fully in the present. In a world that rushes forward, let us pause to honor what we already have. Let us embrace the memories woven into the fabric of our lives, finding strength in their stories and purpose in their presence. As we do so, we not only preserve our legacies but also contribute to a culture of mindfulness, sustainability, and gratitude. Through the simple act of holding on to a beloved piece of clothing, we affirm that life's true richness lies not in what is new but in the depth of meaning found in the things that have stood the test of time. Part 3. Practical reasons behind keeping old clothes in the modern world. In a society that constantly glorifies newness, where fashion trends emerge faster than ever and the pressure to keep up feels relentless, there is something profoundly touching about those who hold on to their old clothes. These individuals, many of them in the later stages of life, seem to have transcended the noisy demands of materialism. Their choice to preserve and cherish garments from years past is not merely an act of practicality but a deep, soulful statement. It reflects values that are becoming increasingly rare in a world obsessed with instant gratification. Gratitude, mindfulness, and the ability to see beauty in imperfection and age. For many, keeping old clothes goes far beyond habit. It's an intentional choice that resonates with a sense of identity and connection to life's journey. As Buddha wisely taught, people are not defined by what they own but by how they use what they have. This philosophy echoes in the lives of older generations, who often view their clothing as more than just material possessions. To them, these items are silent witnesses to their personal stories, worn not just on their bodies but also in the fabric of their memories. Each stitch and thread carries emotions, events, and even lessons, whether it's the comfort of an old sweater during a harsh winter or the pride of wearing a favorite dress to a milestone celebration. The practical aspect of keeping old clothes is equally compelling, particularly for those who are retired. With fewer financial burdens, many choose to simplify their lives, focusing on what truly matters: health, family, and peace of mind. This decision isn't about scarcity but wisdom. They have learned that joy and fulfillment do not stem from acquiring more but from valuing what already exists. It aligns beautifully with the saying, "True wealth is not how much you have, but how little you need." Older individuals often recognize that the pursuit of new things, new clothes, new gadgets, new luxuries, is exhausting and unnecessary when life itself is rich in experiences, relationships, and meaning. This choice to keep and wear old clothes is also a quiet act of rebellion against a culture of waste and excess. In an era where fast fashion dominates and garments are often discarded after a few uses, these individuals demonstrate a more sustainable and respectful way of living. By holding on to their clothes, they not only save money but also honor the resources and craftsmanship that went into creating those items. In doing so, they make a powerful statement about the value of simplicity, a value that doesn't strip life of comfort but enhances it with purpose. Take, for instance, a sweater that has been in your wardrobe for over a decade. It might seem insignificant at first glance, but if you look closely, it's likely steeped in memories. I, too, recently rediscovered such a sweater, tucked away in the back of my closet. It wasn't just a piece of clothing, it was a part of my history. I bought it with my very first paycheck during a harsh winter. At the time, money was tight, and every purchase had to be carefully considered. That sweater became my companion through long, cold nights of studying and working. I remember one particularly stormy evening when I had to run home in the pouring rain, using the sweater to shield myself. Now, the color has faded, and the fabric is thinner, but it feels like a warm hug from the past every time I hold it. It's not just a garment, it's a reminder of resilience, growth, and the many chapters of my life. This emotional attachment to old clothes is something many people share, even if they don't often talk about it. Perhaps it's an old pair of shoes that carried you through long walks with a dear friend, or a coat that kept you warm during a difficult time in your life. These items are more than functional. They are symbols of endurance and connection. For older individuals, this connection often deepens. They view their old clothes as part of a broader philosophy of resourcefulness and gratitude. These garments are not just physical items, but reflections of a life lived fully and wisely. Many find ways to repurpose them, turning old shirts into cleaning cloths or transforming dresses into patchwork quilts. This creativity adds another layer of meaning, allowing them to breathe new life into what might otherwise be discarded. It's an act of love, for the environment, for themselves, and for the memories these items hold. Moreover, in a world increasingly aware of environmental issues, this approach has a profound impact. By extending the life of their clothes, these individuals contribute to sustainability and reduce waste. They remind us that the things we own deserve respect and care, not only for what they provide us but for the impact they have on the world. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The decision to hold onto old clothes also reflects a shift in priorities. For many retirees, the desire to accumulate fades, replaced by a yearning for simplicity and inner peace. Life becomes less about appearances and more about authenticity. They no longer feel the need to impress others with new outfits or flashy styles. Instead, they find beauty in the familiar, the well-worn, and the comfortable. And so, when you see someone wearing a jacket from 20 years ago or a scarf that's frayed at the edges, know that there's a story there. It's a story of endurance, of choosing meaning over trendiness, and of finding joy in life's quiet, ordinary moments. What about you? Do you have an item of clothing that holds a special place in your heart? Maybe it's a sweater from your college days, a pair of gloves your grandmother knitted, or a dress you wore on a first date. These items remind us that the things we carry with us are not always about utility, they're about meaning. For those who cherish their old clothes, their actions serve as a gentle reminder to the rest of us. They show us that happiness isn't found in the latest fashion, but in appreciating what we already have. They teach us to look at our possessions with gratitude and to live with intention. In their quiet, unassuming way, they inspire us to see the beauty in what lasts and to find richness in simplicity. After all, life isn't about how much we own, it's about how deeply we cherish what we have. Part 4. The surprising answer. While there are countless practical and sentimental reasons for holding on to old items, such as convenience or cherished memories, there's a deeper, more profound reason that often goes unnoticed. A reason that reflects the very essence of what it means to live a meaningful life. Have you ever wondered what it truly says about someone who continues to wear clothes they purchased a decade ago? The answer is not just about frugality or a reluctance to part with the past. It's about self-acceptance, wisdom, and an appreciation for the authenticity of their journey. These individuals are not bound by the endless pursuit of trends or the societal pressure to present an ever-changing image of themselves. They've grown beyond the belief that happiness can be found in a shopping bag or the fleeting admiration of others. Instead, their old clothes serve as a testament to their inner peace and self-assuredness. They've learned that life's richness lies not in the newness of what you own but in the depth of what you cherish. To them, an old sweater or a pair of worn-out jeans isn't just a garment. It's a vessel carrying memories, experiences, and moments that have shaped who they are today. Take a moment to imagine the journey of that favorite sweater, soft and stretched in all the right places. It has seen the quiet evenings curled up with a book, the laughter of family gatherings, and perhaps even tears shed in solitude. The jeans that have grown softer with age were there for countless walks down familiar paths, long conversations with friends, and the everyday movements of a life well lived. Even the shoes, with their scuffs and wear, have carried their owner across roads that were at times easy, at other times challenging, but always meaningful. These items, while humble in appearance, are rich with stories. They hold within their fibers the essence of resilience and endurance, symbols of a life filled with purpose rather than pretense. When we pass by someone wearing well-worn or vintage clothing, we might not immediately recognize the quiet strength and depth of character they embody. But if we pause and look a little closer, we might see something extraordinary. These individuals are making a statement, not with bold logos or flashy designs, but with their authenticity. They tell the world, "I know who I am, and I'm proud of my journey." Their confidence doesn't scream, it whispers. It doesn't demand attention, but commands respect. These are people who understand that life is not about chasing what's fleeting, but about holding on to what's timeless. There is a profound beauty in the simplicity they embody. Their choices reflect a sense of comfort with themselves, a confidence that doesn't rely on the approval of others. They've reached a place in life where their sense of worth is not tied to the latest trends or the opinions of others, but to the unshakable knowledge of their value. This kind of elegance doesn't fade, it grows stronger with time, much like the clothes they wear. As Chile poignantly wrote in The Blue Stream, there's a word that characterizes each stage of life. One of my favorite words is comfortable, because it doesn't just reflect how we look. It reveals how we feel about ourselves. This insight resonates deeply with those who choose to hold on to their old clothes. Their garments are more than just practical. They are an extension of their identity, a reflection of how they've grown to embrace their journey with grace. Each worn patch, every faded color, tells a story of love, perseverance, and moments that mattered. For many, these clothes are more than a connection to the past. They are an anchor in the present. Nostalgia, for them, isn't about being stuck in what was. It's about appreciating the richness of what has been lived and using it to ground themselves today. A faded scarf may hold the memory of a brisk winter walk with a loved one. A patched jacket may remind them of the countless hands that hugged them during life celebrations. And a pair of old boots may echo the steps taken toward milestones once thought impossible. When we see them dressed in these garments, it's easy to dismiss them as frugal or unfashionable. But what we often miss is their quiet wisdom. They've learned that happiness doesn't come from what's on the outside, but from the experiences and values that shape the person within. Their clothing choices reveal a depth of understanding about life's priorities. It's not about impressing others. It's about feeling at peace with oneself. These individuals remind us of a powerful truth. Elegance is not defined by what you wear, but by how you live. Their clothes might not shimmer or turn heads, but they carry a glow that can't be manufactured, a glow born of resilience, contentment, and authenticity. Each piece of clothing is a silent witness to their strength, a reflection of the enduring beauty that comes from embracing life's imperfections and making peace with its inevitable changes. So, the next time you're tempted to discard an old item, pause and think about its story. Reflect on the hands that stitched it, the moments you lived while wearing it, and the comfort it brought you during life's ups and downs. And perhaps, just perhaps, you'll choose to keep it a little longer, not just as a piece of clothing, but as a reminder of the person you've become. For those who wear their history with pride, their old clothes are more than fabric. They are a declaration of a life beautifully and authentically lived. For those who have walked through the many seasons of life, nostalgia isn't a hindrance. It's a quiet, enduring source of strength. It's a deep well of memories and emotions that connects us to who we've been, shaping the foundation of who we are today. Far from holding us back, this connection to the past gives us clarity and courage. It enables us to move forward with confidence, because when you truly know where you've been, you are better prepared to navigate where you're going. This wisdom isn't something that comes easily or quickly. It is the reward of a life lived with intention, where every experience, every joy and every heartbreak has left its mark, deepening our understanding of what truly matters. As we reach our golden years, there's a kind of grace that emerges, a quiet elegance in the way we balance the weight of the past with the possibilities of the future. It's not about being stuck in old ways or resisting change. Instead, it's about choosing to honor the journey we've taken and the lessons that journey has taught us. There's something profoundly beautiful about embracing the familiar, not out of habit or fear, but out of a deep appreciation for the life we've built. Every choice we've made, every step we've taken, has brought us to this moment, and there's a sense of pride in that. The things we carry with us, whether they're physical objects like well-worn clothes or intangible treasures like memories and wisdom, become symbols of our journey. Take, for example, the clothes we wear. Those old weathered garments aren't just practical or sentimental. They are a testament to the lives we've lived. They hold the stories of where we've been, the challenges we've faced, and the resilience we've shown. Each faded thread and softened fabric is a reminder that we've endured and thrived, even in the face of life's hardships. These clothes, often worn for decades, are more than just items. They are companions, witnesses to our lives, and symbols of our perseverance. When you see someone wearing clothes that have been cherished for many years, pause and look closer. What you're seeing is not a reluctance to change, but a deliberate choice to value what lasts. These individuals are not defined by trends or fleeting fashions. Instead, they are guided by a deeper philosophy, one that treasures substance over style, quality over quantity, and meaning over superficiality. They've learned, through years of experience, that the things worth holding on to are the things that truly matter. Their choices reflect a profound respect for life's enduring values and an understanding of what it means to live with purpose. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. It's often said that those who hold on to their style and belongings for decades come from a different time, a time when resources were scarce and nothing was wasted. Many of these individuals were born in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, eras defined by resilience and resourcefulness. These were times when people understood the value of hard work and the importance of making things last. They didn't live in a world of endless consumption, but rather one where every possession had meaning and every decision carried weight. This way of thinking has shaped their approach to life, teaching them to cherish what they have and to find beauty in simplicity. But this story isn't just about clothing or belongings. It's about a mindset, a philosophy of life that sees value in the journey itself. Every step we take, and every challenge we overcome, adds another chapter to our story. Those challenges, whether they brought success or failure, joy or sorrow, have made us who we are. They've taught us lessons that no one can take away, lessons that shape the wisdom we carry into our later years. To hold on to the past in this way is not about being stuck or refusing to grow. It's about saying, I know where I've been, and I'm proud of what I've lived through. As the years go by, we don't just grow older, we grow wiser. We become more thoughtful, more reflective, and more aware of what truly matters. Change is inevitable, and we learn to adapt, but we also learn to cherish the constants in our lives, the people, memories, and values that have stood the test of time. The past isn't something to be escaped or forgotten. It's something to be embraced and celebrated. It's a part of us, motivating us to keep moving forward while finding peace and contentment in the present moment. For someone who has worn the same clothes for decades, the choice is not just about practicality, it's about philosophy. It reflects discipline, gratitude, and a deep understanding of the value of things that last. Those old clothes offer more than physical comfort. They provide emotional comfort, a sense of continuity, and stability in a world that is always changing. They remind us that life's greatest treasures aren't found in the pursuit of more, but in the appreciation of what we already have. When you wear those clothes, you carry with you the moments they've witnessed. Moments of laughter, tears, triumph, and growth. These moments are the threads that weave the fabric of your life, creating a tapestry that tells your unique story. It's not about living in the past, but about honoring it. It's about recognizing that every choice, every memory, and every experience has value. So, wear those old clothes with pride. Hold your memories close. Embrace the quiet power of knowing that what you've lived, what you've learned, and what you've chosen is enough. Let this be your legacy, a life stitched together with love, resilience, and an unshakable sense of self. In the end, The things we hold on to are the things that hold us up, reminding us of where we've been and giving us the strength to keep moving forward. And there you have it, a heartfelt reflection on the power of the past, the beauty of simplicity, and the wisdom that comes with age. So now, let me ask you, what have you learned from this discussion? Is there a particular thought, lesson, or perspective that resonates with you? Take a moment to reflect and share in the comments below. What's one thing from this video that you'll bring into your own life? Whether it's embracing the value of cherished memories, finding comfort in simplicity, or walking forward with confidence in your journey, we'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by leaving a comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Your support helps us continue to bring you wisdom and stories that matter. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.